We didn't label the pink house. I think the pink house labeled itself.
I like that the house is pink.
To save the house became really important.
Frankly, I thought it was beyond help.
One of the best things that STAR's ever done. You just have to take a chance.
A really neat old house.
There's just so much negativity.
People fear what they don't know.
And so many people want STAR to stay exactly like it is.
They might change their mind.
Everybody's talking at me. I don't hear a word they're saying. Only the echoes of my mind. People stopping, staring. I can't see the faces.
We opened up the door, and the funniest thing is this is such a small town, it was unlocked. Part of it had been built in the 1800s. Just looking at the walls and the wood, you could tell it had a lot of history.
None of the floors are level. None of the walls are plumb. Except for nothing being level or plumb, the house is in pretty good shape.
It was the perfect ideal of a house that's not been lived in or cared for years upon years. It was dusty, it was moldy, it was musty, it was dirty, it was unkempt. I was curious though, who lived here? What was this room used for? Or was it a family? Was it a farm? What happened here?
My name is Wanda Stevens Jackson, and Miss Lenora Shaw was my great aunt. I remember her being extremely good, clean housekeeper. Everything very neat and very shiny and clean. That family believed in preparing and freezing and canning food, as a lot of people did back in those days. Marvin had tobacco and small grains, and he had a chicken house that's still standing. I only remember this house being pink. So it's been pink a long time now. Obviously it has been painted. But I never heard her say anything about having such an extreme affection for pink.
It has to stay pink. Mrs. Shaw wanted it pink, so by golly, it's going to be pink.
I think it was pretty unusual. I don't remember anyone else in this area having a pink house.
Look at that. I think my pink choice was pretty doggone good. Now this is something else we can do in STAR and have fun at, is watching paint dry. Not a whole lot going on here.
Somebody had a lot of vision when they purchased this, because the proximity to Town Hall just makes it a wonderful fit.
They bought the house because they bought the property. The house just came with it. It's just been sitting here until these two little grants came along.
We went through a one-year process of meeting every month, trying to decide, and of the 30 to 40 people that met every single month for 2 to 3 hours, they decided that the pink house was worth the investment that we were going to put in both time and money. I think they look at the money that we're spending here and they say, is there not something better we could do with it? We do have some dire economic situation here.
There's just so much negativity and so many people that want Star to stay exactly like it is, but that's not possible because if you're not moving forward, you're moving backward, and that's what's been happening here for a long time.
Anything like this house or that chicken house, if you don't breathe life back into it, it's not going to live.
Well, we want this house to be symbolic of Star in the past. We want to have produce, we want to have meats. All this will be local stuff. And we want them to be able to come to the Pink House and display their items. We've got some wonderful quilters, we've got some wonderful potters. And for the future, we see it as a meeting place. The first Saturday in June, we really plan to have it up and going, have maybe even a farmer's market out here that day. We hope we're going to be full-fledged and ready to go.
I'd really like to be able to find a way for the Pink House to reach those people, to teach those people how to grow their own food, how to have backyard chickens, how to can, how to preserve, how to quilt, how to sew. So I think that that has its own level of sustainability. So that might be a way that the Pink House helps fight poverty in this area. Heritage means survival. Star is trying to survive.
The shock initially is going to be huge for all of us. If you talk to anybody in town, nobody wants to cut the trees. We need to modernize the airport, but we can't under these circumstances.
I do realize that you can't stand in the way of progress, and in order to make the airport beneficial for the whole county and to attract new businesses, unfortunately, sometimes we have to take a tree down. And I am a tree hugger. I love my trees. Here's Pink House property. Martha's Grill. Red is the trees that either have to come down or be topped below 40 feet.
It won't be the same. It'll look completely different. Even though the Pink House will still be here, but the landscape will be different. And so people's recollections will be different. And they will wonder, is that the same house that used to be there? So it will change everything.
I think that this house is a lot like life. It's a work in progress. You may or may not be able to tell what's being accomplished from the outside. I think that in the long term, that this is going to be a project worth having hope for.